So, as you may or may not know, if you have been following my social media, mostly Twitter and Tumblr, which will be linked down below, I finished the L Word, finally. And it's taken me a while to get to this video. So there's so much that happens in the L Word that I wanted to try to get my thoughts together, but I don't think that's gonna work for this kind of video. So just to let you know right now, there will be spoilers. So if you've never watched the show and you don't want to know what happens, if you are interested in seeing the show, just go away. I mean, I would love for you to stay here and watch my video, but I don't want you to get mad at me, so shoot. First of all, and this is probably the one thing that angers me the most, who the fuck are you to kill off Dana Fairbanks? And if you're gonna kill her off, who the fuck are you to torture her during her death? I am so angry because Dana Fairbanks is an angel. She is a sweetheart, and they killed her off. Now I'm gonna guess that she chose to leave the show when she did at the end of season 3, I believe. But did you have to do that? Now I could talk about all of the characters that come and go, but that would just take way too long. So let's just cover some stuff. First of all, it's Shane. I have a love-hate relationship with Shane, okay? I like Shane when she's by herself and she's not dating. I don't know why the writers would torture us every single season and give her a relationship that she's only gonna screw up. Why couldn't you just keep her with Carmen? Carmen was the best thing that happened to that woman. I really wish Carmen did not leave the show despite what happened, but oh well. Also, did anybody notice how Alice is like an angel in the beginning, and then after Dana dies, mostly around season 5, season 6, she's just really annoying. I don't know what happened. I loved Alice so much, and then by the time season 5 and season 6 came around, when Tasha, who I fucking adore, came around, she just started to be really annoying and really mean, I guess. So here's another thing that I really wanted to talk about. Marlee Matlin is obviously in the show, and I wanted to do a separate video on Marlee Matlin and her character Jody on the L Word, which I might do. If you want me to talk about it, feel free to let me know. I mean, that'll be probably a long video, so we'll say that. But of all people to put her with, Bet. At first I thought, okay, this is cute, but then as you get farther and farther into the relationship, like in the middle, there's no chemistry between the two actors, I don't think, and it's just, I don't know, I don't like it. I do think that they treated the deaf-hearing relationship well, and I'll get more into that in the potential video later on down the road, but Bet and Jody, no. Speaking of relationships with Bet and Tina, could you just decide, like, I wonder if they were to break up again after the season finale. Like, I can imagine they just do that again and again and again. Now, of course, there were things that I did enjoy. Kit. I love Kit. I love Dana, like I said. There was a bunch of other people and a bunch of other moments that I really love, but this isn't about that. This video is more of a what the fuck video. That's why I had that as the title. So let's talk about the one thing that just completely blows my mind, and that is this last season. Now, my friend Natalie warned me. She told me that when I finished season 3 to just stop. Like, to just stop. And in a way, I probably should have listened to her, but at the same time, I couldn't stop. I needed to know what happened. But mostly, I wanted to see Marlee Matlin, okay? Because I wanted to see how the writers of the L Word were going to treat a deaf person. That's for another video, like I said. Let's just talk about the monstrosity that is season 6. First of all, Jennifer Schechter. Now, I mentioned this in one of my favorites videos when I was watching the L Word. I have a love-hate relationship with Jenny Schechter. I loved her in the beginning, and then of course I hated her since. But I also loved her in a really fucked up way. I feel like Jenny and I, when it comes to creativity and wanting to be a writer or, you know, wanting a creative outlet, we have that kind of thing. But everything else about Jenny just drives me up a wall. All the cheating and all the manipulating and all of that, like, Jennifer Schechter is a major thing in season 6, so I'm gonna get back to her last. But anybody else notice how nothing gets tied up? None of the loose ends are ever tied up by the end of season 6. Whatever happened to Adele in the movie? I want to know what happened. I just want that to be wrapped up. What happened to Max and his baby? Was the baby born? Was the baby healthy? I want to know. And then, last but not least, who killed Jennifer Schechter. Now this is one of those subjects that I spent hours reading on Google. I googled who killed Jenny Schechter, who killed Jennifer Schechter, and I was reading everything. And a lot of it boils down to 3 potential theories. 1, Bet killed her because Bet was the last person to see her alive that we know of. Okay, and then there's Tina because of what Jenny did with the films. And then Alice because she found Jenny in the pool. And then 4, Jenny killed herself. Somebody mentioned about how Jenny planned this whole thing from the beginning. That she wanted everyone to hate her so much, and then she was gonna do this big old goodbye, which was essentially, in the end, killing herself. And I think I'm kind of leaning towards that theory. Of course, it's possible that Bet pushed her off the railing, off the stairs, and she fell and drowned. It's possible that Alice killed her because apparently there was supposed to be a spinoff that has Alice in prison for killing Jenny. So who knows? Maybe Allison would take the fall for it. I don't know. Somebody mentioned how when Alice goes to hug Tasha that Alice like barely says I killed her. And I know I'm the deaf one in this whole thing, but I've listened to it over and over. I've looked at the body language. I tried to see her mouth move, and honestly I don't see it. And I don't hear it, obviously. I hear a croak, but it doesn't sound like it forms into any kind of word. I don't know. I think for me personally, I'm going to stick with the theory that Jennifer Schechter killed herself and she made it into this big old shebang. Now, one of the things that somebody mentions is how in the very first scene, or one of the very first scenes, when they find out that Tina is ovulating in the movie in Les Girls, or is it Les Girls? I don't know. It looks like Les Girls. I hear Les Girls, like French, but whatever. It never happened. Like, we didn't see it happen. So people thought that she made that part up, and it was just, you know, this whole big thing. I do think that as annoying, as manipulative, as hateful as Jenny is, I do think that she's smart. And I think that she's a bit of a genius and she knows what she's doing. So I kind of like the idea, as morbid as this might sound, that she ended up killing herself. She may have done it in a way that would look like anybody in the group did it. Also, I would love an explanation as to why Adele wanted to turn on Jenny. Like, is this what Adele wanted from the very beginning and she just somehow got lucky and got into Jenny's good graces and then went from there? I am so confused. I want to know more about Adele, and they're not gonna give us that. I just think that season 6 was a mess. I just wouldn't have minded a couple of more episodes to really do better at wrapping it up, because everything just felt so rushed and I wasn't a fan of it at all. But now I am really interested in the spinoff. I want to know why Alice would be in jail. I want to know if they ever find out for real what happened to Jennifer Schechter. I need to know. Okay, so if you watched the L Word, and I am assuming that you have if you're at the end of this video, I want to know your thoughts on the show, how season 6 was, and I want to know who you think killed Jennifer Schechter. The Bet, was it Tina, was it Alice, was it Jennifer Schechter? Write down your theories because I want to know. And I will see you later. Bye.